Welcome to magiccse by Eezytutorials. To watch the same content in Tamil, click the link in the description box. In this video, we are going to see the constraint, primary key constraint. So first we will see what is meant by the primary key constraint. So you want to uniquely identify a record from a table. You want to uniquely identify a tuple from a table, then you will be using the primary key constraint. So for example, in a table, you have to choose the right primary key. So you are having a student table. You are having a register number, name, age, phone number, something like that. So here, which will be more suitable for the primary key concept. So here, you cannot choose name as the primary key. Why? Because in a class you can have a same name, with the same name you can have more than one person. For example, Abhi is the name, it is there for two or three persons, then you cannot have this primary key, because Abhi like that you are calling, three persons would be get standing up. Suppose you are calling out the roll number CS 106, so only one that person will be standing, that particular person will be standing. So you are having a table, from the table uniquely that record should identify that particular person. Then which attribute to choose? Then you can choose either the register number or the phone number. So phone number, it will not be, both the things can be chosen, but phone number if you are choosing, it will not be much easy for the student scenario. So you can choose the register number as the primary key. The same table column name you can consider, you are having it for a supermarket. So for a supermarket, the phone number can be considered as a primary key, because every time we cannot remember the register number. Something is given for a supermarket, we cannot remember. So they are now following like the phone number is acting as the primary key. So if you want, you are applying, you are having a card. Option offer, having offer, you can create an offer card with the supermarket or textile shop. So instead of having the card number as the primary key, they'll be asking you what is your phone number. For easy searching, they'll be using. So based on the scenario, you have to choose the best primary key. So the primary key should uniquely identify the tuple. It should not have duplicate values, and it should not be null. Then only it will be considered as a primary key. That is, unique constraint and not null constraint should be satisfied by the primary key. So you will not be allowed to enter any null values into a primary key column, as well as you will not be able to have a duplicate values in the primary key column. A violation will be posted. Then in a table you can have only one primary key, but unique constraints you can have many unique constraints. And it is not necessary that one single column should act as a primary key. Two or three columns or more than one columns together can be considered as a primary key. So in this video, we'll see what are the different ways to create a primary key. So the first way is with the help of the keyword primary key. So create table 5A. So sample 5A I am creating. Here I am having ID number, then name, age. So out of these three attributes, ID will be more suitable for primary key. So to make this ID as a primary key, after the declaration of the data type and size, you have to leave a space. You have to type primary space key. So this will make the ID as the primary key. So now here the table has been created. Now I would like to insert a record. So the record is insert into the sample 5A 11 Ramu 20. So a record has been successfully inserted. Now I am going to insert another record Raju, and the ID number I am trying to have 11 itself. Surely I'll get a violation. Unique constraint. So this is a primary key. It will allow only unique values. So 11 is repeated for the second record, so it is not allowing. Same way, if I am trying to insert a null value for this ID, I'll again get a violation. So here again cannot insert null into sample 5a.id. In this ID column, you cannot insert null because it is a primary key constraint. So hope you understood what is primary key. So it will not allow duplicate values. At the same time, it will not allow null values. Both the things will be taken care by this primary key. Primary key will help you to uniquely identify the tuple. So this is the first way. Second way for creating the primary key is you can declare all the field present in the table. So I have created a table, create table sample file B. So ID, name, age. At the end you can put a comma and you can write primary key. In the bracket you can specify which column. So here I am having this ID. So now I am inserting, I am trying to insert a null value. It will show an violation. See, you will not be able to insert a null value. Same way, if you are trying to insert duplicate values, it will again show you a violation. So now this is the first value. So this is unique. It will be inserted. Second, the same value I am trying to insert, unique constraint will be violated. So at the end, after declaring all the columns, all the field name, at the end you can put a comma, primary space key. In the bracket you can specify which column name or which field name you are keeping as primary key. This is the second method. Third method is you have already created a table. So after at the time of table creation, you didn't remember or you didn't set the primary key. You have forgotten or you have missed due to some reason. After that, you want to enter a primary key. Then you can do it with the help of alter command. Alter table, table name, add space, primary key. In the bracket, you have to give the primary key. So this is how you will be doing. Now you can insert the values and see. So now the table name I have changed as 5C, right? And make this alteration will be allowed only if your table is not having null values and unique values. Otherwise, this alteration will not be possible. It will ask to delete the content. So freshly you have created a table, you have not inserted record, means you will not get any issues. You have inserted records that are not duplicate and null, means you won't get any issues in the alter table. If you are having null values, this alter table will throw error, it will not work. So keep this in mind while you are working. So now duplicate is not allowed. So primary key is working. So after creation of the table, if you want to make a key as a primary key, a field name as a primary key, you have to use the alter table command, add primary key. So the next method is, again you have created a table. You can alter the table with another way, that is using add constraint. So I have created a table 5D. So same structure I am following, just the name alone 5A, B, C, D I have used. So alter table, table name, add primary key. Instead of giving that directly, you can write like add constraint. You can have a constraint name, then you can have primary key of ID. The same syntax I have introduced one extra this. I am creating a primary key with the constraint name. Why I am doing this is at some point I want to remove this primary key. I want to drop this constraint. I can follow this second method. So if you are inserting records and seeing, the primary key constraint will be working. So this is the fourth method. That is, you are creating the table. You are adding the primary key after a point of time. So alter table, table name. You have to give add constraint. So this PKID is my own name. Any name you can give, space primary key of ID. So ID will be set as the primary key. Now after some point of time, you think like I don't want to have this primary key. I want to drop it. That you can do it in two ways. Alter table, table name, drop primary key also will work. Drop constraint, primary key also will work. So if you have created so alter table 5C, drop primary key, the table has been altered. So now into this I am continuously again and again I am entering this duplicate records. It is allowing. Why? Because the primary key constraint has been dropped. Same way, if you have created a table with this, you have altered the table with the constraint name, then you can use this method. So if you have applied this method for primary key creation, you can, for dropping the primary key, you can use this method. Alter table name, drop constraint, the name of the constraint. So alter table sample 5D drop constraint PKID. So the primary key constraint has been dropped. So now just now I try to insert this. So this is 5E, right? So 2 times you are inserting means if it is a primary key constrained table, it will not allow you. So this is the first time. I think I have already. So the table name is 5D. The table name. See, again I am inserting, the duplicate values are getting inserted. So this is how you have to use this primary key constraint. So the next concept is, I am having a column. I am not able to choose a single value as a primary key. For example, I am having a table 5E. Inside this I am having name, place, age. So 3 columns I am having. Will I be able to choose name as a primary key? No, because you can have multiple persons who are having same name. So this cannot be considered as a primary key. Place also cannot be unique. Many people can be from same place. So what I am going to do is, I am going to have name and place together as a primary key. So if you want to have name and place together as the primary key, you can choose this method. Like at the end you can have like primary key, then in the bracket instead of specifying 1 column name, you can specify 2 columns with comma separation. So create table sample 5E, name, place, age. At the end I am putting a comma, primary key, leave a space here, then in the bracket name comma place. So name and place together is acting as a primary key. So now I am inserting a record like previous command is copied, so only. So now I am inserting a record Mahesh E row 22. 1 row has been created. Now I am typing another record Madesh, and he is also from E road. Yeah, it will be allowed. Now I am typing Madesh, and he is from Coimbatore. He is a different person. So that is also inserted. But again I am inserting Madesh from Coimbatore and the age is 25, some other record. This is considered to be a duplicate and it is violated, unique constraint violated. So same if you are not in a position to pick one single field as a primary key, you can pick more than one field as a primary key meaningfully with the help of this method. So these are the different ways by which you can create primary key. So hope you understood what is primary key and what are the different ways to create primary key and how to drop the primary key constraint. So in the next video we will meet. Thanks for watching.
Hope you like this video. Kindly like, share and subscribe. Do post your valuable comments. Check for useful links in the description box. For more technical videos, stay tuned to magiccse by Eezytutorials. Thank you.